Hi, in this tutorial we're going to show you how to mount the Pet Tutor feeder onto our floor base, and there are two ways to mount it on the floor base. We're also going to show you how to take the Pet Tutor apart for cleaning and put it back together. So let's start with the mounting process. Lifting up the Pet Tutor feeder, there are two ways to put it on. We want to place the logo so that it's pointed toward my left. Drop it down into the feeder in between the mounting brackets so that the ear is pointing forward. Then with just a quarter turn it locks into place, and in this direction it's feeding out into the bowl. It always feeds in the direction of the logo, so that's how you can tell where the kibble is going to come out. It's always going to come out where the logo is. The other way that we can mount it is to use a quarter turn, counterclockwise this time. Lift the feeder up and rotate the floor base around. Drop the feeder in, and a quarter turn clockwise locks it into place again. But this time the logo is pointing toward the back of the feeder where we have our chase feed option. And in the chase feed option allows the kibble to fall out on the floor. If you have it on a high counter or if you have a hard surface floor, it causes a little chase action for your animal to get some enrichment while you're training or feeding. So those are the two ways to mount the Pet Tutor feeder into the floor base. Now I'm going to move into how you take the Pet Tutor apart for cleaning. So we're going to lift the Pet Tutor out of the floor base. Again, the quarter turn, you lift it out. You'll notice there are locking tabs at the top and the bottom of the feeder. Both of those release the end caps from the blue feeder tube. So I'm going to grab with both hands, I'm going to press this button, this release tab, while pulling the blue tube away from the gray housing. You'll get just a little bit of release from the gray housing. Rotate it around 180 to the other side to loosen the other tab. Push in on this locking tab, and you'll notice that the Pet Tutor blue tube has released now. Grabbing the handle, we can lift it up, and that separates the blue tube from the rest of the feeder assembly, which includes the gray part that's in the very bottom, houses your batteries, the electronic pack, and the motor. And this assembly, this clear plastic assembly, is the brush assembly. The brush assembly is dishwasher safe. You can put that in the dishwasher. When it's dry, you can put it back on the electronics module. But let me mention, do not put the electronics module in the dishwasher, and only use a very damp cloth, not a wet cloth, to wipe off any of the kibble to clean that plate off of the electronics module. Then when everything's dry, you put them back together. And if you want to wash the tube, we're going to release the end cap. The top end cap has to come off before you wash the blue tube. So you can press the release button on the blue tube, rotate it around. There's one on the other side. And now the top cap is loose from the blue feeder tube. You can put this in the dishwasher. Again, we recommend top shelf for the dishwasher for both the brush assembly and this blue tube. Then when everything is dry again, put those back together, put the top cap on the blue tube, and rotate that until it locks into place. You hear that snap. You can just grab the handle, pull a little bit to make sure that that's in tight. And now you're ready to put the tube back onto the rest of the assembly. And you do that by making sure that this long slot is lined up with the keypad on the feeder. And push down and rotate a little bit. You'll hear it lock and click into place. To make sure you've got a good lock, you just grab the handle in the bottom gray part and pull apart a little bit, and in this case they're locked together very tightly. Now you're ready to put the feeder back onto the floor base. Drop it down in, quarter turn, and lift the top cap, and you can refill the kibble into the top, and you're ready to go.